have a look at that. Oh, you taking the whole engine out?
Yeah.
Where are we? Oh wow! Bloody hell! How do you remember each one to put them back? I know this is similar.
Easy.
Oh, okay.
I can remember exactly every nut and in what order.
Really?
Yeah, really. And it can be even a year later, because there's a sequence of how it works. You know. A lot of the times I'll put the nuts back in their place, for example,
Yeah.
so they don't get lost. This was a genuine rebuild from Solihull back in the day, but it doesn't give you a date there. There's the number, serial number. Factory rebuilt unit. Rover,
Really?
Solihull.
God, it's a nice car, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when you fix that, that's going to be.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah.
So you're doing an engine rebuild then, completely?
Well, the trouble is, there's got a few things wrong. It's cracking the cylinder head gaskets, got all cracks in between the cylinders. There, look, something breaking there,
Oh, yeah.
there. Well, it's all very well resurfacing that, but the problem is that. So I don't want it to be resurfaced to make it all square again. So that's problem number one. Problem number two, number 6 piston, which is this one here, is leaking a lot of oil to the top.
Right.
So I should think the compression pressure on the rings is the problem. Set of rings might do the trick, but to take these out, I've had a struggle getting this out. The diameter of this big end is larger than the bore size, so it can't go in.
Ah.
So, alright, I undone it, I popped it up, I turned it up a quarter of a turn, and I knocked through the gudgeon pin and stripped down. Now that's all very well, but it's no good assembling it, because this head is on a 30-degree angle.
Right.
So how do you compress the rings when they're square? The only way it's done is assembled from underneath. And the only trouble is the crankshaft is in the way. So you've got to take the crankshaft out. Well, to get the crankshaft out, you've got to take it all out.
Yeah.
At the same time, before I stripped this down, I did a efficiency test. Basically, on the compression strokes, all the valves are closed, you pump it with compressed air. It goes through a meter and it measures any leaks, and it gives you a read, it knows what's going through. So if it measures any leaks, you can then get a piece of hose and have a listen. And there's a lot coming through the crankcase, through the pistons, and the majority of them is coming through the exhaust valves. They're not seating correctly. So now's the opportunity to have it all machined out and put in the hardened seats.
Unleaded fuel. Yeah.
See? So in effect, we're doing a whole load of work about utilising it in one hit. I took the radiator out. The front of it looked fine, the back of it looked fine, what you could see, but when I pulled it out, it's rotten. Had it. So good job.
Yeah, I would have, yeah.
Yeah, took the clutch out, saturated in oil.
Yeah.
The remains leaking, it's filled the bell housing up. So there'd been another problem there. So in effect, I'm doing a load of work that needs to be done, and this is the way to do it. It ain't too bad to take out, quite easy.
I feel quite envious now. This is because I'd like these cars. I'd like one of these. This is what I want.
That is the early Land Rover gearbox. They fit all them in Land Rovers.
Oh, really?
And that's the gearbox. But that on the end's got an extra bit, which is an overdrive, electric overdrive unit.
I never understand how an overdrive works.
Do you know how, you know your bicycle, epicyclic gearing? Do you know what an epicyclic gear is?
No.
No? Oh God, that's another two. There's a round ring.
Yeah.
Called an annular. On the inside of this ring is a load of slots, gears.
Right.
It's slotted.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In the middle, you have another gear. This has got gears on it. It's called the sun. And in between, with gears on it as well,
Right. Okay.
you have planet gears
Right.
on a cage.
Right.
All right. So you can do. You've got 3 gears there already.
Yeah.
If you drive the middle straight through, 1 gear. If you hold the annular, which is held by a clutch on the outside,
Right.
a band, just like your transmission brake, same principle. That will then spin round. That'll spin that, and then it'll spin this.
Right.
It's another ratio.
Right. Yeah.
If you then let this loose and hold that, that will then spin that, and the whole cage would then be another ratio.
Right.
So you've got 3
I
gears.
see, yeah.
And that's how you got your 3-speed gearbox, automatic. It's just the hydraulics that operate the bands, which are with the material on it, is what you do. Now that is an overdrive unit, but they only have 1 up, which is 5th gear really. All they do is hold 1 of the gears, and that's your ratio. And that's how an overdrive works. It's just basically 5th gear.
Yeah.
So it's got 4 gears, and the 5th gear is the overdrive. And that's it. And that's how it is. Crude, but simple principle.
And that's got that freewheeling system on it, hasn't it?
No,
This one hasn't. Okay.
They did have, but it's now banned because
Yeah, I know, but
no control. But they did have a freewheel, which you have a big knob on the centre you turn into a freewheel.
But if you
position.
that's right. If you used it now, it'd be illegal to use it, would it?
Yeah, it would have, because you're coasting. Because you've got no retardation. That's the idea of it. But it will save fuel. You're not
I
trying
used to coast all the time.
Yeah, but you don't save that much fuel,
No.
really.
No.
Because you're not throttling up, you're not loading the engine, are you?
No.
And a lot of the people that made those overdrive units were Laycock. They
That's
made
right.
Those overdrive
Yeah.
units. Then I've stripped them down, and basically you put a new lining in it, and you put new kit in the pistons, and you check the electric solenoid, because a lot of them are electric, you see, electrically operated. And they also have, you can see, an override unit, which is that switch there. So basically, it only comes into operation when you're in 4th gear. Some of them will operate on 3rd and 4th. If you had a high enough torque engine, it will do it on both. MGs, I think, did it in 3rd
Yeah, they
and
did.
top.
Yeah, I remember that 3rd and 4th.
And I think Jaguars were only top. You know,
Right.
you see, and it blows into the motor. I'm sure it's blows over it. If you want to have a haircut, but really, do you want to bother?
Well, he's going to be pleased with this car when it's done. It's going to be lovely.
Yeah, oh yeah, that'll be right.
They doing anything with the bodywork?
Yeah, it's going to all be resprayed.
Really?
Not on this
Oh.
occasion, but I'll get all the work done. I even got new headlights for it with the little stars, and
Oh yeah, that's right. That's what they had.
yeah, you can buy them.
I knew.
Nothing else.
Beautiful. Did you do something to the wheels?
I just got the hubcaps off, which are just out of the way.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I've
yeah.
got the wheels on.
They look good, don't they? Though?
Yeah, they just have they did used to have an embellisher rim, which is what you see there,
Yeah.
and then the centre cap with a Rover on it, and that's it.
I think this is going to be the car I'm going to get.
They are now beginning to get sought after because they are built like a brick shit
Yeah.
house.
Well, they seem to be more solid built than,
They
than the
are
Mark II
def-
Jags, actually.
They are.
Yeah,
they
I kind of like
I
them.
don't know what happened to Rovers in some way because they were very staid. They were very good engineers, and it was just a sit-down meeting with one of the Royces and the head of Rovers, and because Rovers were starting in the gas turbine industry.
That's right, yeah,
They
with this car.
They did, yes, in the Science Museum.
Yeah.
But before that, they were researching quite a lot and getting to deal with metals and so on. And Rolls-Royce were in their infancy, and they said, look, we'll deal with the aero engines and you carry on doing making the cars. History. And that's really how it came about, and hence Rolls-Royce. A lot of the engineers that were doing the research went over to Rolls-Royce because they wanted to carry on with it. And that's how it came about.
I like to see this when it's finished. It's lovely. I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Probably have another car in. See you later, Ben. Thank you.
Bye.
All the best.